Hi guys, it's Miss Reister here, and I wanted to take just a little bit to talk to you about your when you're logging in, the screen you see and what all of that entails. So specifically for science, but this does apply for some of your other courses as well. So I think when you guys log in, and I know your screen is going to look a little bit different than mine. I'm logged in, it says student view, but I know that even with that, this is not exactly how your My Schedule looks when you log in. But your My Schedule page shows you the lessons of the day, the quiz, the test, whatever, and it's the things that have due dates assigned to them. Those are the things that appear on your schedule. And I'll show you in just a minute where that's pulled from in the course. So I know in science specifically, the people that prep our course and put in due dates and end dates and things like that have only done that for quizzes, teacher graded assignments, and tests. Okay, but we also have lessons, right? So those lessons don't have a due date assigned to them. If you look at your course calendar, you're able to see which lesson you should be doing, but in the computer, there isn't a date assigned. So what happens is when you guys log in and look at this page, it doesn't tell you lesson 1.01 is today and 1.02 is tomorrow. It's only showing you the graded work. So I'm going to share with you a little more what that looks like. So if you guys go into classes, these are all of my science classes, but for you, it is all of your math, history, English classes, core content classes. So I'm going to click in August. And I know I'm specifically looking at the August course, but if you're watching this as a September, October, November student, or even going into January, February, March, it still works out the same way. So when you go into the course and you are on the science homepage, you also see this plan coming up, right? So we know that in August, the course starts on the 19th. And the first science lesson on your course calendar is this, August 24th. Because it's not a quiz, teacher graded assignment, or test, it doesn't have a due date. So you're like, why is there a date there then? I went in and entered a due date so that you could see the first day you should start working in science. Otherwise, you would not see anything on your daily schedule, that My Schedule page we were just on, until September 8th. And if you look at that, that's lesson 1.11. So you would have already been expected to do lessons 1 through 10, but they are not showing up on your schedule. So that's why I encourage you to just not look at the schedule. You get to your Class Connects there, yes, but you have a course calendar that gives you the lessons and the due date. You find that under content, and when it opens up, all the things that you need come down, onto the left-hand side. If you go into the course materials, then you can see the course calendar I keep talking about. It's a Word document. I encourage you to print that out. That way you know which lesson you should be on every day. Again, if you are looking only at the My Schedule, you wouldn't see this area, Class Connect and Lesson Recordings. This is where you go and find right here the link to all the flipped recordings. And you wouldn't see the extra credit options. So you would be surprised at the number of students I have who have never seen any of this because they work off the My Schedule only. And so it ends up they miss a lot of content and information. Another thing I learned is if you're working off My Schedule and it gives you have a quiz due today. So let's go down. There's not a lot of quizzes in Unit 1, but in Unit 2 there are. So if we're going to look at, you can see there's an assessment in atoms. So if we're looking at Unit 2, because there is a quiz here and you can see it has a due date, this would appear on your daily schedule. But it goes right to the quiz. And that's not really helpful if we haven't seen the lesson over atoms yet. So what you would want to do is look at what you're going to be working on. You can browse at the My Schedule, but every day you need to start your lesson by going into Content, going over to the left and scrolling down. If we're working in Unit 1, then we want to start with Lesson 1, and we want to open this and go through every one of these, and we're done. Then you go into Lesson 2 the next day, and you see you have 2 things to click on, and you're done. So this is a much better view for you to see everything that needs to happen. For instance, you'll get down, here's an extra credit lab. It's optional, so there's not a due date, but if you're not logging into the course, you would never scroll past this and see that you can earn points by doing an extra credit lab. So that's not going to show up on My Schedule. When you get down to the teacher graded assignment, which is 1.11, there's a lot of things going on here. So I've put in some instructions that will help you out. You would not see that by accessing this lesson in My Schedule. You would not see this. You would not see this overview. You would go right into the first page of this. And then you wouldn't see there's an assessment box, which means this is a drop box, a due date, an end date, and you're able to, this looks a little different on my end, just being the teacher, but you guys are able to upload your assignment there. So that's your first teacher graded assignment. So I hope that helps in clarifying the difference of actually when I tell you, please log into your course and not just use the My Schedule. So what that means is don't work off of this, click on classes, go into your science course, and look at this stuff every day. So there's so much more. We spend hours plugging in things. In all your classes, your teachers are putting in recordings and videos and announcements telling you where you're going to be and what you need to be doing. And so it's a much bigger picture, and it makes a lot more sense to access the course this way. So if you have questions on that, you want to talk a little more, let me know, send me a message. But otherwise, I hope this was helpful. Have a great day.